Tada. I am here. I am here. I am here. It is Saturday. We are silly. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, people. Good morning. Whew. What's going on, people? What is going on? Hey, Yana. Hey, Raphael. Hey, Abby. Little baby, Miss Trisha P. MVM, Button Jessica. Good morning. Where's my phone? Child, I need my phone because that's got all my stuff. Yeah. El Teddy, you would lose your damn head. What the fuck did I do with my phone? Mm, where's Ebby? Ebby, call my phone. Oh boy. Oh, there it is. I got it. Don't worry, Ebby. I got it. Anyway, good morning. Um, yeah. Good morning. You know what? Let me put it out there. Let me say it. Let me call it. I think this is going to be a great show. I think we're going to have a lot of fun this show on this silly Saturday. It's salad Saturday and we're silly. And I feel like I need my chapstick cuz my lips just dry. But and I say that because I got on my silly Saturday sweater. I love this sweater. I wear it. I don't know why I call it my silly Saturday sweater because I like to wear it on silly Saturdays. But um, and the reason I can say we're gonna have a great show is my agenda items are limited, and whenever I have a short or little amount of stuff to talk about, we have a great show, and we just have a lot of fun. So I don't have a whole lot on my agenda, but that means that y'all are going to navigate a lot of the conversation and we're gonna have a ball. We are about to have a freaking ball. So yeah. Sorry y'all, I had to get some chapstick because my lips, this weather has been doing a number on my lips, y'all. And with this weather doing a number on my lips, I have to keep them from child that the traditional work uniform for silly Saturdays, honey. I had to get my chapstick. And this chapstick works really good. I don't know if you've ever had it. It's called Aquifer. I bought it a while ago and it's still holding on, but it works so well. It really does. I really love it. That's why, and I was looking at a video that I made, child. Yeah, it's the weather. The weather does that to my lips. Like my lips are very sensitive, and it will crack my lips and stuff like that. But anyway, I was looking at a video that I made earlier this week for that show Web Life, and I was looking at myself, and I had forgot I had just put on like 8,000 coats of chapstick, and I was looking, I was like, "Girl, you look like you got on fucking lip gloss in this motherfucking video." Girl, the girls are reading you down, honey. Anyway, honey. Anyway, um, I am going to be by myself today. Well, as far as I know, I'm going to be by myself. Who knows what's in store? I did say not that I don't love. tie, or not that I don't love all of the people who come on my channel, but I did, one of my New Year's resolutions was getting back to doing more of just me because y'all came here for me. And sometimes when I have people on, my voice kind of gets lost in translation sometimes, and I kind of lose my original thoughts and my original show that I want to bring to you all. And I just miss the old times of just me, so we'll have people on from time to time, but I do want to do more of getting back to just me because I can control me. Anyway, so how is everybody's not Wednesday, Lord, it's oh God, it's Saturday. How's everyone's Saturday going? Let me get the bad news out of the way first. Let me get that out of the way first. Um, um, RIP, rest in peace to evangelist Berenice Price. No, I said Price, God, Pace. Jesus, God, what am I thinking about? Price. Berenice Pace of the Anointed Pace Sisters. You know, it's a million Pace Sisters. You know, all of them can sing. She passed, I believe, yesterday morning. Um, and so, um, condolences and prayers out to the Pace family. They are really close. Those sisters, they are really close. And definitely prayers and condolences to their families. She was a phenomenal singer. And that goes without saying. If they last name Pace, and some would argue that pound for pound, the Pace sisters were better singers than the Clark sisters. The Pace sisters, as a group, could sing circles around the Clark sisters. They definitely can. But there was a lot of politics that went into why one group made it further and got more notoriety than the other. And that's not to take anything away from the Clark sisters and the greatness that is the Clark sisters, because I love the Clark sisters as well. But um I just never feel like the Pace sisters got all of the accolades that they should have, or the notoriety that they should have. The Pace sisters. You can go back and listen to some of those old videos if you can find them. I've seen the Pace sisters sing so many times back when I was a little boy. But the Pace, them girls right there, sing, hmm, sing. Pace sisters. So shouts out to the Pace family. I know the mom just passed last year. Their mother just passed last year. Mother Pace. She passed last year. So and there was a big funeral for Mother Pace that they had last year. So was it last year? Or was it 2019? I think it was last year. But they had a big funeral for Mother Pace. And so I know what happened was I remember Thursday during the day, from her Instagram account and from her sister's Instagram account, they were saying, we need prayers for Berenice or whatever and so forth. And then yesterday morning, I heard the news that she had passed. She was 62. So shouts out to her and her family. Condolences to them. Keep them uplifted in prayer. That's all our bad news for right now. All right. So let's start off with, well, let me get this one out of the way. And I want to know y'all thoughts on this. So if you did not see it, it's not, they didn't have a trailer, but they had a commercial. I'll call it a commercial for T.S. Madison's new show that's going to be on WeTV. If you have not seen it, I saw it the other day on I forgot what I was watching, and I saw it on television. And I know T.S. Madison put it out on her YouTube channel as well. Hey, Sly Sylvia. She is going to have her own show. I believe it starts in March, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that it starts in March. Um, with her, I'm sure it'll follow her and all of her travels and everything that she does. I know Oliver is going to be on there because if you remember on Chasing Atlanta when they were doing their final send-offs for the season, you know how they do at the end of the episode. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to do bigger and better things. Just make sure you have your cable television bills paid." Because he was like, the ink is signed or whatever. And we knew it's been a known for a while that T.S. Madison was getting a television show. I just didn't remember if I ever knew what cable television channel. You're right. You were not invited to this one time. You were not invited. So hey Ty. Um so she's going to be doing that. Shouts out to her. I hope that everything goes well. I think that it will. However, I just wonder, and I'm wondering out loud because the pessimist in me is always wondering. You know how sometimes America can get squeamish. America can what's the word I'm looking for? America can sometimes, be America. Let me say that. And and this was something that people talked about when it was first revealed that she was going to have a television show, but we'll see how it shakes out. I feel like the country and America is at a place where we can be okay and comfortable with trans women being out there having their own shows and so forth. That's not the issue. I think one of the concerns that people have is when people start to see and find out and actually put a visual to some of her past with regard to her doing porn. And it's one thing to see and know and have mental thoughts of, okay, this is a trans woman. She still has male parts, but just like a woman. It's another thing when you actually can actually physically go somewhere and click a button and see the actual visuals and you go, because you know how America is. America's like, oh my God. And America gets like that with a lot of normal people. Like there are so many examples in the past of when people came, hey Shakira, um, where people will their past and things like that will come out and you will see they'll get cut off. I mean, it doesn't help that you're one that you're black because they already hold us to a different standard than they do our white counterparts. That's the first thing. Two, I think even with cisgendered heterosexual people, it took a long time before the country could get a Kim Kardashian and some of these other skanks across the fruited plains that rose to fame because of a sex tape, or even with them having videos and images of them having sex. And a sex tape is one thing. A sex tape, hey, you and your boo, y'all shot a tape, y'all, it got out, people saw it, people were like, oh, hey, this person had sex and got bust down. We might could look past that. It's a whole nother thing when you start to talk about people. I need to clean my glasses, y'all. Give me a second. I'm gonna talk. I just need to clean my glasses, y'all. It's a whole nother thing when you begin to talk about having a whole career as a sex worker and having a whole career as um and having your own brand as someone in the sex industry doing porn. It is what it is. Well, I mean, it's the truth of the matter. It's her truth, and she does. That's one thing Maddie doesn't do. She never shies away from her truth. She never shies away from where she came from. But I mean, another part of the truth is that definitely, when you get on television, you open yourself to all of this. Is her days of what someone would call prostitution when she was working a beat back down in Miami, different things like that. People will have things to say. They're not going to be nice. And we know Maddie can handle it. But my question is not whether or not she can handle it. My question is whether or not the producers and executives the um network can handle it. And sometimes they think they can, and sometimes, hey, L Love, they'll green light something and think, okay, it's not gonna be as bad. And then when the rubber hits the pavement and it all comes out, the executives say, yeah, I didn't know um that it was gonna be the backlash was gonna be this bad. And then, I wouldn't want to see her come out there and have one of those shows that they only do half a season. And then they be like, well, for this reason in our this clause in our contract, we're going to, cancel your show because it violated this clause in our contract, because they will do that. They'll find a reason. Trust me, they got whole teams of lawyers to find reasons to do stuff. Hold on, y'all. Um, yeah, hey Ella, what do y'all think about that? Because I think, as we know, she is a big personality. She has the charisma, she has the personality, she has all of those things that work well for television. But these things are going to start to surface and come to light, and people are going to start to find out about these things. Um, and the Karens of the world, the Toms of the world, I call them Karen and Tom, Karen and her husband Tom. What are they going to say? Because this is We TV, and this is um, cable television where they're going to want things to be. Um, I'm not going to say totally family oriented, but they're going to want answers for why this is on my television. They're gonna want answers about that. And we don't have a problem with it. Hey, sugar honey iced tea. I don't, but I could see people really um trying to make a big to-do out of it. And I'm trying to think of, and y'all help me with this, y'all are better at this than me. Has there been anyone that was heavy in the porn industry that is cisgendered or just heterosexual that had a television show and got really big on television? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think, because let's be clear, television, like I said, is one thing for you to say you had a sex tape that leaked out. It's another thing for you to say, okay, I was in the porn industry and now I'm going to make my way to television. Now, for the men, there's been a few examples of where some men that were in the porn industry have matriculated into television, and they've been able to kind of distance themselves from their past. But even those examples, those people didn't have um a whole lot of content out there. Whereas Maddie, as you can as y'all know, hey really B, Maddie had her own website. She had a whole website where she had hundreds of videos and stuff out there, and she was making a good, chunk of change because there's a whole market for the TS girls. But I'm just I'm cautiously afraid for how it's going to be received because like I said, if women in the regular cisgender women, if you come over here to television talk about, well, I'm gonna have a whole TV show and I'm a whole ass porn skank, they're gonna be looking at you like, girl, you're not doing any of the such. And when they do put her on television, the ratings are going to dictate them taking that person off. The comments and emails and letters that the network is going to receive is going to dictate, yeah, this was a bad move. We've seen it in the past. So not only, I mean, I feel like, how should I put this delicately? I feel like Maddie is great for television, but I wonder if she's the person who you want. Um, I'm wondering if she's the one who you want to, because she's going to be the first, as far as I can remember, first black trans woman with her own show, that I reality show that I can remember. Y'all will correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember. I don't remember another. Not that we haven't seen black trans women on other shows or, having roles in other areas, but having their own show, I don't. So if that's the case, like I said, I am so elated that she's getting the opportunity, but I wonder, um, I could be wrong. Yeah, I might be wrong. Who was the first one? I can't remember. She is well received on Drag Race, but please understand and know, Drag Race has its audience. Drag Race had You go to Drag Race for a reason. You have the niche audience and those audience who are accepting and leaning to that organization. Janet Mock, thank you. But Janet Mock has been on television, but I don't remember Janet Mock having her own show where it was the Janet Mock show, and I could be wrong. Maybe she has. Y'all will tell me if I'm wrong. But even with Janet Mock, if nobody told you at first, and I'm not saying Maddie is clockable by any stretch of the imagination, but I only knew Janet Mock was a trans woman because students told me. And I said, y'all lying. Janet Mock is not a man. I mean, was not born a man. They were like, yeah, she was born a man. I went and looked at her. I said, oh shit. But look at Janet Mock's history. Janet Mock, for all intents and purposes, has one of those pasts and history that's clean. There's not a lot of salaciousness with it. And I know the salaciousness is part of what's going to sell Maddie, but I think that part of the salaciousness is also what's going to cause a lot of backlash. And I don't want to come off as being, saying that I'm not here for it because I am. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be here for it. I probably will review it because I love Maddie. I think Maddie's great. I mean, I know a lot of stuff about Maddie that other people would not know from her Miami days, and there are some things that definitely we can talk about, at a later time, not today. But and there are a lot of issues as surrounding why some of the Miami girls don't see it for Maddie. But overall, I don't really have a problem with Maddie. I don't have a problem with her, and I'm definitely want it to go well. But what I want us to do is I want us to be open and honest about where we are in America and knowing we're still overrun with the Karens of the world. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, Des, thank you for coming in. Um, hey, Patty Duke. Right, Janet Mock is more of an executive, a writer. Janet Mock, she's on. You see her sometimes on screen, like she'll come and be a commentator on different things, but she's not the one that says the Janet Mock show, and you're not following her and stuff like that. And television does not television it's well known in the porn industry. A lot of people at first say, well, I'm going to start off doing a couple things in the porn industry, and then hopefully I can gravitate toward, maybe I do a couple new photo shoots and things like that, and I can gravitate toward it. But definitely you're not finding the major porn actors and actresses saying, oh, I'm finna just go get on television and the people are going to accept me and it's going to be great. It's just that television doesn't lend itself to that. And then, like I said, there's so much of a history there that as people start to unpack these layers, even if she comes out from the beginning and is open and honest with it from the beginning, people is people are not gonna let because then if she comes right off first episode and say, hey, I did porn, guess what's about to happen? People are about to go and start to do the research. And when you go and start to do the research, people as open-minded as some people are, as open-minded as some people are, there are some people that are not ready to see that type of stuff. And they're gonna start clicking links and go, oh my God. Oh, 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 oh. I'll give you a perfect example. Right, right. Hey, E Starkey. Hey, Shawnette. I think I'm gonna give you an example within the freaking community. Now, y'all know I watch the show Web Life on YouTube. I review it and so forth. Remember episode 2 when the whole thing about Brandon's OnlyFans came out and everybody knew he had an OnlyFans. But what happened when they started to look at the OnlyFans? They were like, "Yeah, I knew he had OnlyFans," and everybody know what OnlyFans is and what OnlyFans gives. But what happened when people actually clicked the link and started to look at what he was doing on OnlyFans? They was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was all of that." Oh, ooh. And you immediately saw everybody's kind of like tone because they were like, yeah, I know he has OnlyFans, he's making this money, he's doing what he's doing. It's one thing to hear it, but when you see it, and then when you see how far you go, oh, oh, this is for real, for real. So I'm like, and so if you've seen any of Maddie's stuff from her channel, I've seen a video too. I was like, oh, 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 that's well, oh, okay. Well, just let me click this off because this is not my judge. So my point is, television is all about packaging, and even if we say that, okay, America, which we know is not ready for it, but if we say America is ready to embrace her with that, there's still the history of working a beat back in the old days in Miami. There's that history. I just don't know if as I don't know, y'all. I'm just thinking out loud because I know America is a horrible place, and I know I'm a pessimistic person. As a pessimistic person, These are things that I like to look, you know, 13 steps ahead so that I can be prepared for what's coming down the line. And looking at this, knowing what that's going to open up the when you start to open up this Pandora's box and everything. And even if Maddie is saying, listen, I am here for it, I embrace who I was, that's my past, this, that, and the third. That's great that you embrace it and you have a group of people who do embrace it. You still have numbers. Television is about the numbers game. And what television is about is okay, where can we draw in the biggest crowd of people? I think what would help the show is if it came like right before or right after a drag race because you already have an audience that is more inclined to be open to everything that Maddie brings, that is more inclined to embrace it, and they can make it a whole, Friday night with the girls. You know what I'm saying? You got the Rue girls, and then you follow that up with Maddie, or have Maddie come on first, and then follow that up with the Rue girls. They'll probably do Rue first, and then while the audience is there, have them trickle over to Maddie. I think that would be a great combination. But if you're talking about this show just being on WeTV, standalone, there no shows around it are in that vein or in that arena. I'm afraid. I'm really afraid for what that could mean. I don't know. Am I looking at this wrong, y'all? Am I looking at this too pessimistically? I don't know, y'all. I could be looking at this all wrong. I could be. But I would hate for it to be one of those, situations where she comes on, they give her a few episodes, and television is good for that. They'll be like, "Okay, girl, we'll give you a good 5 or 6 episodes. We'll see how this goes, see how the numbers go." And if they start getting the emails and backlash, hey, Quintessential, um, if they she's the network starts getting too much email and backlash and saying, we don't want this on our televisions with our children and everything. I don't know what time slot they're gonna have this on. It's so much that goes into it. What time slot are y'all gonna have this on? What are the shows that's gonna be on before and after it? What type of sponsorship are you gonna get? Mm, you gotta, like you said, little baby. America has shown us over the last 4 years they are not as open and as inviting as we'd like to think. And I said this to a friend of mine the other day. Just like America has shown its true self with regard to race relations, please believe that America is not as open as you would like to think it is with regard to the Rainbow Coalition. It's just not. I understand what you're saying. They've been following her for some time now, but I don't know if you were here, Ty, when I said from the beginning. It's one thing for them to say, you know what, we can handle this, but you don't know what's going to happen when you put that out to the viewing public. A lot of times television shows, they'll put a television show out there and they will have done what they believe is all of their vetting and their research and their uh product testing, and have the people coming, and then they put it out there in the public, and it has the complete opposite effect than they believed that it would. It's going to be on WeTV. 'TV. It'll be on WeTV. So I know it is groundbreaking, but a lot of times when you have a groundbreaking, or this is the point that I was about to make earlier. Um, when y'all brought up Janet Mock, the point that I was making is sometimes the people who have to be the pioneers or the groundbreaking ones are the ones who aren't fully immersed in all of that stuff. Think about a lot of the first black, a lot of things. If you notice, a lot of them tend to be lighter skinned because black people, and then I'm really not trying to go down the colorism arm, but back in those times, a lot of the members of the civil rights movement and different things like that knew optics were everything, and we need to have someone whose past is a little cleaner, is a little fairer skin and easier on the eyes and more palatable for the general public so that they can be that first person that will wedge the door. And if they wedge the door, then all of the other people can come behind it. I just wonder if Maddie is the one that you want to be that groundbreaking pioneer to wedge the door. Because if you have the wrong person that wedges the door, they'll just take the wedge the door, close the door shut, and say, "We're not opening this door again," for a very long time, which is counterproductive to what you want. What you want is you want that person to wedge the door, be good and palatable, and be that sometimes that first person got to put up with a lot of shit that people ain't behind them don't have to put up with. They got to be the yes sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, and all of that person. They got to put up with a lot of stuff that they normally wouldn't have to put up, but for the sake of those people coming behind them. So they'll get somebody that's a less abrasive. They'll get somebody who is more that's not a jagged little Maddie is a jagged little pill. Let's be clear. They will get someone who may not be the best, like you said, Jason, Jackie Robinson, but they'll get somebody who they know, okay, white people and the general public can embrace them more. Let's be clear. Maddie is a jagged pill. Maddie gonna bust you across the head with what she brings. Um, Now, hey Ashton, I wonder if Maddie will have. I am certain she'll have to tone down a lot of what she does. You all are naming great people: Obama, Jackie Robinson, a lot of people. Hey, Todd, Maddie is great for her YouTube channel. Yeah, we are Todd because she has a niche there. And she can be unapologetically Maddie, and the people are gonna love her, and they do love her. And I'm not saying that she's not going to get a wider base, and there's gonna be, exponentially more people that will start to follow her and know who she is and love her and love on her. But um, but with that same thing comes the entire opposite, the whole backlash. And sometimes that group of people is bigger than the people cheering from you. Sometimes the people jeering ends up being louder than the people cheering. And television executives and producers sometimes pay more attention to the people jeering than they do the people cheering. And that's something that I'm afraid in terms of this whole situation. Now the other part of it is if Maddie does tone down who she is and isn't authentically Maddie, now you change who she is. It's like a recipe. If I give you my red velvet cake recipe, which a lot of people like, if you change a part of my recipe, you're not going to get the same cake that you loved that I made. You're going to get something different. And it's going to be like, oh, I wish it was the cake that El Teddy had. That cake ain't bad, but that ain't the cake that I fell in love with that I had that El Teddy had. And so if you come on this show and you tell Maddie, listen, Maddie, I need you to tone it down. You can't do all of that. You can't be around here doing all of these antics and talking about all of these things that you talk about because that's just not ready for television stuff. While that may be good, now you change who Maddie is and some of the things that people have grown to love about Maddie. And so now you got to play the balancing game, which is fine. You got to do that. My cakes are not dry. My cakes are moist and delicious. Moist, fluffy, and delicious. Anyway, Maddie's audience has grown beyond what people initially known for her, but will more people come on and attach to her beyond that? What if people have issues with her Queen's Court drama? I want them to make a clear understanding of what a TS is and not try to promote her like a drag queen or clown. There's that part of that is going to come. The people making jokes and clowning it, that comes with the territory. When you put yourself in the public sphere, that's going to come. Um, so like I said, all of it's great, but some of that past, I'm telling you, the past where her uh, people are going to call it prostitution. People are going to call it prostitution. When you work the beat in the eyes of the law, that is prostitution. That's going to come up. The old Miami days, and I know that was years and years and years ago, 20 plus years ago, and stuff like that. Um, but that is going to come out. It has to. The whole porn sex worker part of it. That has to, y'all know television does not embrace sex workers and porn stars. They don't. They do not do that. They don't do that with heterosexual and cisgendered people. And then you add on to that the whole thing about someone being transsexual and so forth and so on. I just am afraid that it may not end well. And like I said, a lot of times, um, a lot of times, um, I don't they can't, real, Todd, they can't promote her like a sister. They just can't. Only because if the show was called The Maddie Show or Madison, that'd be one thing. But when you say T.S. Madison Show, immediately. And the thing about Maddie is and I say this all the time, when you put the TS in front of your name and you don't want to detach the TS from your name, you are saying, I always want you to know and be familiar with, hey, I got stuff going on. You have to embrace that. Otherwise, you would just be Maddie or Madison and not TS Madison. And there's a whole thing about that you have to embrace. Okay? Yeah, I disagree. I don't think they won't be able to detach from that. They won't. So um I don't know, y'all. I don't even know how we got down this road. But I think television is very fickle. And like I said, I don't know what their contracts look like. I'm sure they went through their own vetting process with everything. But like I said, they always start off with the vetting process and having gone through all of their focus groups and things like that. And they'll put stuff out thinking one thing, but baby, when it hits the public, they cannot control how the public reacts to it. And there is going to be reaction to that. There's going to be reaction to that. So, we'll see. We'll see. A lot of times they'll give you a good six. They'll say, "Listen, we're buying six episodes. Depending on how you doing these 6 episodes, we'll give you the rest of the season." So, I hope it does well. I hope it does well. But the realist in me looking steps ahead is saying, child, be ready. Please be ready. And I'm sure she's ready, and I'm sure her team is ready. But mm, like one thing that I would have thought that I would have saw is a lot of times before you um Tia, but and Jessica, that's a whole different story. The Caitlyn Jenner story is a whole different story. One, remember the people saw it for Bruce Jenner. Remember, Bruce Jenner is an Olympic champion. The people saw it for Bruce Jenner before he became Caitlyn. Bruce Jenner also came during a window of opportunity where um there was, and a lot of times, forced political correctness where there was this forced accepting of everybody, or at least outwardly saying that you accept people when you really don't. And so when Bruce Jenner came out, and this is something that has been talked about within the Rainbow Coalition a lot. Bruce Jenner wasn't here for the Rainbow the letter people at all, and he came during a time and used some of his contacts and some of his allies from the Republican and Conservative Party who didn't see it for him, but weren't going to see it because he came during a time when um, politically correctness was the word of the day and people were not outwardly saying horrible things about people. So he fit into that window. And remember, there was a time when you couldn't say anything bad about Caitlyn Jenner. It was like, oh no, you're a horrible person. You're hating. You're this and you're that. And we're like, no, that wasn't a cute dress. No, she's not cute. And so Maddie, but and Jessica, Maddie used to work the beat. She did what the eyes of the law calls prostitution. She worked the beat down back in Miami. Maddie worked the beat. She was on host road. I mean, yeah, Bruce Jenner is also white. Okay. Bruce Jenner also comes from a lot of money. Let's be clear. There's a sh- there is no comparison between there's no way Bruce Jenner opened the door for um anybody but himself. Um but see, and that's the thing, but Jessica, a lot of people think that there's this whole acceptance and opening up, and you know what it's like? It's like the disillusionment that black people had during the 80s and 90s, where during the 80s and 90s, a lot of black people, because black people started to make more money and become more middle class and started to make strides and move up, socioeconomically in a lot of places, black people felt, in a lot of regards, felt like a lot of racism that our parents and grandparents dealt with, we would no longer have to deal with. And America was past those evil times. And you see, Cheeto Man came in there after Obama. We even thought that when Obama came in, and people were like, yeah, America's elected a black president. They are way past where they were, not knowing they wouldn't pass nothing. If anything, it's worse now than it might have been before. Y'all got people taking over I mean, y'all got people trying to take over the Capitol, and they did take over the US Capitol just to support their racism. Going back to the days of the 1800s. And I say that about black people because sometimes the letter people get disillusioned into thinking that the society and people are more inviting and open to the letter people. When you pull back the layers and really look, they're not as inviting. They're not as accepting as we'd like to think. So, child. But yes, the shouts out to her. Shouts out to her. So to push my beliefs in general, I have to accept the people. Yeah, people aren't, and like I said, I think because many of us like Maddie, see it from Maddie, which means that you are a part of the cheering section. If you're in the middle of a crowd cheering, you're at a stadium, right? Is a section of y'all that's cheering. Let's say two sections down was a section that was booing. If you're in the middle of the cheering section and everybody around you cheering real loud, you don't even see or hear that whole other section over there that's booing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're insulated by all of the people cheering. And I think that those people in her corner, I'm sure her team already is aware of this and is prepared for that. But I'm saying a lot of her fans and the people that see it for her are just expecting this to roll out and everybody love it and it's great and it's good. And it's just not. It just can't be that way. Nothing happens that way. There's always, even the greatest of television shows and the greatest of everything. I'll give you a perfect example. People consider Seinfeld and Friends two of the greatest television shows in the history of television. I'm going to tell you, I did not like either one of those shows. I thought it was horrible. And a whole lot of people that I know and get along with don't like either of the shows. They think they were the worst things on the face of the planet. But the general public loves and adores that show. They want more shows like Seinfeld and Friends, like those two shows. And there's a section of the population, those of us who want no parts of two shows like Seinfeld and Friends again. So sometimes you do get insulated and you want some people to do well, so much, but it kind of puts your blinders on and you have rose colored glasses and you sometimes forget that there is a whole nother a segment of the population that you have to be prepared for. Patty Duke, I ain't playing with you. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So I don't know, y'all. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. We will see how this works out. Mm. All right, girl, you know it's true. Mm. Ooh, 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 I love you. Come on, Millie Vanilli. Isn't that the song that they ended up finding out about Millie Vanilli on? I think that was the song that the track started skipping on. Mm, my damn lips. Goddamn lips. Anyway, um, so yeah, I didn't even know we was gonna be talking about T.F. Madison show that long. Oh dear God. Child. See what I said? I told you we was gonna start talking about stuff and go down a road we wouldn't know we would be on. I was just coming on to say, hey, congratulations to Maddie and her show. I'm sure Oliver will be prominent on the show. You know Oliver. Now I think Oliver could be a breakout star on the show. Now I do think If Oliver plays this right, which I'm sure he will. Oh, I use Burt's Bees, but this one I like this one too. This one is really good. This Aquifer is really good. Um, what was I about to say? I think Oliver, and y'all know Oliver is good about marketing himself and um, positioning himself to move up and rise. I think that I'm not dealing with you, Ty. I'm not doing this with you. First of all, I don't have the herpes, not herpes simplex. First of all, I don't even have the form of herpes that gives people fever blisters because I can't get fever blisters. I've never had one in my life. I can't get them because I don't have that form of herpes that most people have. Secondly, I did have chickenpox. That's the only form of herpes I've ever had. Or don't make me go down this road with you, Ty. Do not make me. Why do I keep eating this stuff? Which then smears my lip balm. Then I gotta end up putting it on again. Exactly, little baby. That's why I say Oliver has positioned himself well. I could see Oliver moving really high, going really big with this, and I could see this being a stepping stone. Um, for Oliver, because he doesn't have the history, he doesn't have the past. He has that bubbly personality that people like and see it for. Um, which I think played a part in why Q was so willing. Q was smart if he was thinking this far along. Q probably said, if I was Q, I would have said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna forgive and forget all of this stuff that Oliver did, because what that might mean is an opportunity for me later on, if and when he does start to move and advance up, if I is cheaper to keep her. You know what I'm saying? And it's easier to say, oh, hey friend, can I be on your such and such? If y'all are friends than it is if you're not. So I'll look past all of that. Hmm. Okay, I'm not eating no more. 'Cause I don't want to have to keep wiping. I mean, putting on lip gloss. I just got some stuff today from YB. I gotta go get it, but yeah, the stuff YB sent me came today. Uh, I know you gonna let me use as much as I want to. Stinging whore. Anyway, what was my next topic? Because we done been on this for a while. I did not know. But yeah, shouts out to her. Hope that goes well. We shall see. All right. So let me get this out of the way. So this week was a week of a bunch of Founders Days. Today is the Founders Day for Zeta Phi Beta. Shouts out to all of the Zetas in the room. Yesterday was the Founders Day for Alpha Kappa Alpha. Shouts out to all of those girls in the room. Oh, Millie, give me just a second. That's what I was about to bring up, and I forgot to say that. Let me finish my thought. Shouts out to all of the AKAs in the room. Their Founders Day was yesterday, and Wednesday was the Founders Day for Delta Sigma Theta. Shots out to all of the deltas. So between Wednesday till today, we've had 3 Founders Days in 4 days. Happy Founders Day to all of you all, because it'd be way too many. They'd be busting you across the head. Your whole timeline start getting flooded with all of these people. I still think, even though there was a whole video with Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, for their Founders Day, and while that was great, and I was like, I was here for it, when I saw it yesterday, I still think the Deltas flooded my time. Listen, it was a week before their Founders Day, and they were already flooding my timeline. Talking about J13 is coming, J13 is coming, J13. I was like, girl, it's January 6th. Girl, I'm still hungover from my own Founders Day. You over here hitting me with J13. Girl, you gonna have to wait. And then when J13 came, I was like, listen, I don't have this kind of time for you Delta girls. They was here for it. The Reds were here for it. I was like, girl, child. So shouts out to all of you ladies and your respective Founders Days that you all have had. Now, um, Millie, that's what I was about to say earlier, and I forgot to mention it. Normally, before you start a major undertaking like this, and you're about to be on cable television and stuff like that, you will start to go through and tone down some of your videos or some of the things. Maybe you'll private a few videos and start to say, child, let me just, you know, clean up a little bit of this. If they find some of the old stuff, they find it, but it won't be on mine. They won't be able to click my link and say, oh, well, it was right there on your link. So what are you talking about? And I would have thought that with this coming out, that there would have been that the team behind her would have started to say, hey, girl, let's, private some of these videos where we talking about some more racy things. And I think that is where, and this may come out harsh, I think that's sometimes where it's a detriment to say, okay, I'm just going to do this and you're just going to have to like it or love or leave it. And then people are going to leave it. And it was a situation where it didn't have to be that way. If you just had taken some people's advice and said, yeah, let's tone this down, or let's take this video down, or let's private this video, because some of those things and a lot of those things are what got you to where you are. Certainly. Um, Thank you so much, L Love. Thank you so much for your I know you like kisses. Thank you for your super chat. Those things may have helped Maddie get to where she was and get the fame that she had. But if you're talking about truly trying to reach a broader audience, some of those after darks, you got to take that down. Some of those Queen Supreme Courts where it went left, you got to take some of that stuff down. Some of those Queen Supreme Courts where you have said some things that the general public is going to look like, girl, you said that? Where we can laugh it off and be like, girl, that's funny, hee hee ha ha. When it hits the general public, they're going to be like, okay, we TV, did y'all watch this video where so and so said such and such? Those videos, I would have thought that you would have been able to say, okay, nah, she started taking those videos down months ago. Um, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Mhm. And I think sometimes Maddie can, and it's typical of most of us Miami people. Sometimes we get like that where I don't care what you say, I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck you. That's just it is what it is. Like it or leave it. And I think sometimes you do need to listen to wise counsel and say, you know what, yeah, let me start. And like I said, I would have thought this would have started to happen months ago, leading up before, now you have commercials and promos and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Anyway, um, where am I? Oh, so here was my next topic. Y'all see my eyes, right? Girl, I am not here for when these new fads come out and these new next big social media thing comes out and you have some of these people who you be like, girl, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So you know all over TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, people are doing the busted challenge. And there's a long grocery list of people that are taking the busted channel. People who I see it for and respect that I'm like, girl, really? Like, you're not gonna find me on any social media around here doing a busted challenge. Now, behind closed doors, when the lights are off and me and whoever I'm getting down with the get downs, I might do a busted challenge for them. But girl, exhibit A for who I don't want to see do the busted challenge. I'm not gonna play the music because I don't want to get my music flagged. My video copyright claim. That is Tamron Hall. I don't want Tamron Hall. I love Tamron Hall down. I loves me some Tamron Hall. Do y'all hear me? Please don't get it twisted. I love me some Tamron Hall. Tamron. Tamron. Tam Tam. Tam Tam. Tam Tam. I don't want you doing nobody's busted challenge. Okay. Now the next person I'm going to show you that's doing the busted challenge. I want to unpack this for you. Okay. I want to unpack this for you. Okay, so here's the next person that's doing it. Y'all know who that is. That's Karomo. Before I get to Karomo, who's next? We gonna have Michelle Obama around here doing the busted challenge? I mean, I don't want certain people doing the busted challenge. Todd, the second person was Karomo. Anyway, I don't want certain people doing a busted challenge. Like, girl, that no, mm-mm, nope. Tamron Hall, Tam Tam, I love you down, girl. You should never be doing a busted challenge. Y'all ain't never got to worry about seeing me do a busted challenge. Nope, we're not doing that. Not on camera. Now, if I get drunk and we at a party and we just chilling and hanging out, I might bust it down for you. But on camera, on my social media, mm-mm. Girl, we ain't doing that. Ty, please don't let us be reminded of the day that we all collectively threw up all over our computer screens. Like you owe all of us new computers because all of us ruined our computers, vomiting all over our computers and phones. When you rolled through my video with your ass out, talk about you twerking. Did you forget that? Did you forget that you had butt crumbs all over my computer screen, sir? Did you forget that? Did you forget that we had to see all of that cellulite roll across the screen? Did you forget that, dear one? Because you over in the chat with a lot to say and a lot going on. Girl, you better get your life in order. Get your life in order. Don't do me, as I'll be forced to do you harder. I'll drop the link a little later. If you want to come on and have something to say, have a retort. You don't want this kind of smoke, honey, like mother would say. Anyway, girl, these girls be trying it. Child. So I have some things to unpack about Coromo. Time, get your life in order. Okay. Please get your life in order. So Coromo, this is gonna be, and this is a black people conversation that we about to have here. You know, sometimes when we have black people conversation, we could say some things to each other that other people can't say to us. Just a little bit for those people who don't know Coromo, he was on the Real World years and years and years ago. I don't even remember what season that was, but that's Chicago. Years ago, he was on the Real World. Allegedly came out on the Real World, even though we knew about him. He went to FAMU. He was in Tallahassee during the same time I was there. Funky Dineva, Andrew Gillum, K. Michelle, all of us were in Tallahassee at the same time. Um, he at that time, Chromo embraced his black. See, I hate to go. I'm just gonna go. We here now, so damn it, the hell. Chromo embraced all of his ethnicity and racial um background and pedigree. But somewhere along the way, in order to, like we were talking about earlier, in order to get into certain doors and, do what he did, he kind of, separated himself from us and embraced more of the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains. There were some comments and some things that Karomo said about, maybe about 10, between 10 and 15 years ago, about Black people and about the Black gay community that was very incendiary, that was very gaslighting for the Black gay community. But let's be clear, Karomo didn't hang with the Black gays. Karomo didn't really hang out at all. He hung out with just the straights, really. He didn't hang with the Black gays or the white gays back in the day. Um in terms of sex, he would have, the sex he would do with the blacks. I mean, he had no problem with the Black gays, but he just didn't hang with the Black gays. He wasn't one of the girls that was going out and hanging in the community back then. Um, Conversely enough, neither was Funky. Funky didn't hang out with the girls either. Um, but he started to say some stuff around somewhere between like the years of like '05 through right after the Real World. right after the real world. That's when it was, right after the real world. And it was some negative things that were comments and stuff that was made about the girls in the black gay community, and it made the girls be like, "Girl, we don't see, girl, you ain't never seen it for us, and we don't see it for you either." Now, oh, I'm about to go down the road, but we're here now. It doesn't surprise me how a lot of the girls who didn't grow up in the community amongst the black gays, and then when they make it big, they assimilate themselves to the white gays. Um, and then they talk down to the black gays. And then when they get really, really big and really, really popular, they become the token black gay. And then all of a sudden they want to embrace everything that is the black gay community. And the rest of us black gays be looking at her like, girl, don't be trying to be over here like. That's why a lot of girls look at RuPaul with some of her antics and be like, girl, that's not you. That's not your zhuzh. And it comes off inauthentic. It comes off as you're, patronizing people. And so when I look at Karomo doing the busted challenge, I couldn't help but think, girl, girl. It's like they want to embrace all of the black gay experience when it's convenient for them, or when the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains ask them to. There is like it's like they're on show. They put on their tap dancing shoes, and now they're doing their whole sambo routine. Cause the whites look at you as the token. Okay, girl, do that little black thing. Do that little black thing. All right, I got. And you like, oh, now you know us, girl. Cause it's convenient. Cause it's gonna. Cause now you can steal all of this stuff that we do and that you ain't want no parts of before. But now all of a sudden you want parts of it, girl. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. Maybe am I? I don't know. Sometimes I'm wrong about these things. Am I wrong about this? Am I looking too far into this? I don't know, y'all. I do not know. Oh, today's your birthday, Jason? Happy birthday. Shouts out to all my fellow Capricorns out here. Shouts out. Can we get some Shondos in the chat for Jason and his birthday? Happy birthday, Jason. Let me put a Shondo in the chat for Jason on his birthday. Um, so when I saw that whole Karomo busted, that I was like, Karomo, girl, you need to stop. Girl, please stop. My last story today, my last topic is shape platform. You're looking at, oh, okay, I'm just asking for a friend, asking for myself, asking for the people, inquiring for the people. Okay. Anyway, um, so can I tell y'all that sometimes, hey, Lynn, doing the do. I feel like I ain't seen you in a while. How you been? Oh, you been listening and forgot to say, hey, boo. So sometimes, y'all, it takes a real little bit to make somebody go from ill to "Oh, why you ain't do that earlier? Because now you look at so can we talk about how your boy, I grew up from the cradle with several black men. Okay. I ain't think about you, Ty. I'm not thinking about you. Anyway, can we talk about how your boy, um, plies, pliers, um, took out the goals. I'm sure he had to go get some things done to them good teeth because when you wear goals that long, it starts to corrode and break down your teeth. So I don't know if he got veneers or what, but he went to go get the teeth done. And that's plies now without the teeth. Child, I said, hey, plies, where has this plies been? Because the other plies, I was like, girl, girl. I ain't really see it for him. Girl, when I saw this, I said, oh, hey, where have you been hiding? Where have you been hiding? So, Ty, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you. You get 5 good minutes. Stinking whore. I'm not here for you. Can I do my silly Saturday by myself one day, sir? It is my brainchild. It is my show. But pliers, because he's always gonna be pliers for me. I was like, wasn't was that pliers who had busted baby? Since we were talking about busted child, was that pliers who sang bust it? But baby, bust. Everybody know that's mine. Bust it. But baby, but everybody know that. Ow, that was my jam back in the day, bitch. Bust it, baby. Child. Child, he dropped something, but whoever he went to though, Jason, hey Drew's girl, some of these other people need to go to him because you know you see some people get their teeth done and you be like, girl, what are these chiclets in your mouth? But pliers, his looks real nice. They look real. They don't look like, girl, you just went and got these chiclets shoved up in your grill. His look real nice and real child. Whoever he went to, honey, some of the other girls need to, get referrals. I'm just saying. But that was my jam. Bust it. But baby, bust. Everybody know that's mine. Bust it. But baby, bust. Everybody. Oh, that was my jam back in the day. Bitch, I used to bump Bust It Baby. I don't really remember what he was rapping. When that one that where they say they call you wet, wet, I don't remember what he used to be rapping about. I ain't really care. But all I know is Neo used to be singing that hook for me. Dio say that hook down. I'm like, yeah, bust it, but baby, bust. Everybody know that's mine. Bust it, but baby, but everybody know that's mine. Child, child. Anyway, now I just tried to I put the link. The young man ain't clicking. I'm not gonna be on here all day time. I got things to do, sir. But yes. So yes. But the thing about Lil Wayne, Jason, Lil Wayne was always ugly. Even back in Lil Wayne's days where he was on back that ass up, and when he was on, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, but he was ugly back then. He was ugly before the dreads. He was ugly before the bitch been ugly. He's just not cute. There wasn't there wasn't a nice canvas to work with to start off. The canvas was tainted. Well, fuck you too, Ty. Don't come on. Nobody care. Anyway, so it wasn't nothing. It's nothing that that your boy can do to help himself. There is nothing Lil Wayne can do to better what he got going on, child. Besides getting a new face, like that movie Face Off. Anyway, so y'all, that's our silly Saturday for today. We done been on here an hour and a half. And I know silly Saturday sometimes we go 2, 3 hours, but I have some stuff to do. I gotta go into work to a meeting at work. And yeah, I gotta get ready to go do that. Um I told y'all we were gonna have a great show today, and he stuck his oldest daughter with child. Whole child. Whole child. Child. Ain't nobody think about you, Ty. Exchange Instagrams, get up in his DMs, and give him a twerk for Jesus video. How about that? Real girls do real things. Anyway, child, I ain't thinking about Ty. I am not thinking about him. Cause he ain't shit. Oh, 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 oh. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody sent me something on Snapchat, and I don't even understand why I opened. Ooh, oh, oh. I'm sorry. I had a whole moment. Child, you know me so well, Ty. Somebody sent me on something on Snapchat. I was like, oh, oh, oh. I did not know. I did not know. Anyway, yes. Can I get some shout outs in the chat before we get off? Child, Sade is a beautiful woman. And in commemoration of Ty, who's not here, we'll do this song just because he's not here, and we won't do it when he is here. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up, ready to say, it's time to make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that I'll be back when the day is new and I'll have more ideas for you. And you'll have things you'd like to talk about. I will too. What was that? Just, I don't know what that was. Yes, Ty. See what you get? I invited you on whore. You did not come. You're bad. Anyway, Thank you all for being here today. Y'all know, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for being so present and so engaging. Thank you so much for the super chats that I received, and any and all cash apps. Um, where's Daniel? Who the fuck is Daniel? G- Who is Daniel? Child. Anyway, Mr. Rogers been dead. Mr. Rogers died years ago. Yeah, Mr. Rogers been dead. You're already home, sir. You're already home. Anyway, hey Volvo, we're getting off here. That's all I got for y'all today, y'all. I will check you all next time. And yeah, until next time, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out of here.